Right. Morning, friends. I hope I'm audible. You guys can
You
hear
are.
me loud and clear. Yeah. All right. So if you can show of hands or thumbs up, then I'll understand my audio is correct. That's why I asked you that. Okay. Good morning to each one of you. My name is Anand Kumtekar. I work for a company. This is my own company, Aspire Leader Solutions. I'm a CEO and founder of this company. It's 2.5 years old company in Dubai. I've been working and living in UAE for 19. This is my 19th year now out here in the region, and been in insurance and investments, advisory, and now a successful business coach for last two plus years. So that's what my journey is all about. 27 years in hardcore sales and leadership roles. Today, I'm going to deep dive and take you to a journey on my experience in terms of how business coaching works for a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs, startup companies, and it's going to be a completely a value-based kind of a session today. So I request each one of you to participate in areas where I'm requesting you to based on the slides what I'm presenting. It will be a very short one, and you have any queries, you can keep it at the end, and we'll take it up from there. Uh, we are going to be talking about business accelerator. I mean, a lot of major concerns these days are for startup founders and business owners, uh, why they are probably struggling and what kind of solutions can help them. I'm a business coach and I work very closely with service business owner as a category. That's my clientele profile which I focus on, and you I cater to almost 8 to 12 different uh, sectors in the service business owner as a category, and work very closely with certain niche as we move along. So without wasting time, let's understand what really happens in this part of the world, especially in UAE as well as in India or any of the global countries which are close to Asia. That's what my experience will be talking about. So the real constraint typically happens. Most businesses of us, I mean, including yours, mine, and everybody out here present out here, I'm sure you would be, aligning with me on certain areas where you don't need more amount of activity. What you exactly need is the right type of constraint to be removed in your business in the right order, right? So I'm sure, imagine a scenario where what I'm trying to get across here is, what would change if your business grow without demanding more of you? Correct? Because most of the founder-led business always has a burnout issue, and that's a common question which pops up to my mind, at least, saying, what would change if your business grew without demanding more of my time, my involvement, so I'm sure each one of you will have answer to that, or if you can put it on your chat window of show of hands, it'll really help me to connect with you. So the first one is nothing but unclear demand. What I mean by unclear demand is very clear. It's like the market usually don't quickly see you as why are you are the right choice. We all have that challenges when you start up something new or you move from a corporate job moving into a new own setup. That teething issues are very very challenging. So we all come across these challenges. So you have that question or a doubt in your mind that whether my brand will stand out, or whether it's the right choice. Correct. The second one what we get into is quickly the founder dependency, which I just now highlighted. And most of the founders which I have seen, they make a fundamental mistake, I would say, not a big error but a mistake, I would say, where they would like to do everything themselves. Yeah. And how the dynamism on service business owner as a category is changing, we'll see that. Where why you need to probably step away and start delegating few of your work when you start away as a founder. Because I do understand every one of us would like to have a control. That's fair. But things are changing. Now AI has come in. A lot of works can be outsourced. Many things can be done or delegated, which are not required, where you need to put your head. Number three would be inconsistent execution, where because as a owner you try to put your hands in everything. So the prioritization like urgent and important sometimes gets missed by business owners, and they try and focus on an area, or they put the energy where it gets time wasted. Like, for example, a business owner putting his hands more into HR related work, which will not give him any output or which will not give a revenue. So these three, if you look at inconsistent execution, is nothing but priorities change faster than team can actually complete them. Uh, Moving on. So typically, let's deep dive. How does a 30-second acceleration check can probably help each one of us? Where exactly, I'm sure each one of you would know this, that where your profits are getting leaked, where is your growth currently leaking? And this is the common question when I interact with a lot of business owners out here who are my clients. They don't have an answer yet. But let me deep dive and take you to these five major pillars, which we are going to be talking about very quickly. Is nothing but they have not formed a foundation which starts with having a proper lead gen system, which is nothing but a healthier way of getting leads, the right type of a client, because they themselves are not clear who are their ideal clients. After once you get into a lead, the next step would be your conversion. How do you convert them? How Which is the quickest way of getting conversion done? Interest is not reliably becoming revenue. Once you convert the lead, then it becomes a value. It's nothing but your customer. He becomes your client uh, by basically by signing up with you based on the proposition what you have designed. Then you look into the capacity, and then finally, you again goes back to the bottleneck area of capacity. So, as if you're a single ownership company, you will have these challenges. But as it when you start getting gradual clients, you need to start delegating or get somebody else also to manage this part. But without these five pillars, your growth on your business will come to a standstill. And I've been trying to work around with a lot of business owners, and that's the foundation which I can probably tell you very clearly. These are the foundation pillars which are connected to each other. Yeah, and we miss out on this because we feel that we know the business really well. We are not consistent. We are not connected with the right people, and we get frustrated very soon. Yeah, so we can quickly deep dive this one, and understand how does you make a momentum on this. So your 30-second exploration out here is here, and so you don't have to fix everything at one go. You'll have to take it in a piecemeal manner. That's how it will work. And I'm sure each one of you have typed your profit leaks on a chat box. If you have not done it, please do that. It will really help me. Moving on to very clearly, it says that you got to choose one of them. You cannot work on every five of them, but it is one of them. When you start, like the first one, the leads, you start bringing right clients, everything will else will fall into place because they all are interconnected right from top to the bottom, right? So, moving on to the acceleration flywheel, let's deep dive and see what we have to talk about here. Your growth typically compounds, yeah, when your four systems are reinforced to one another. Now, let's deep dive and see what kind of systems we are talking about here. The first one is your clarity. I'm sure each of your business owners out here, you have a very clear picture. If you don't have, you need to probably quickly build a foundation very clearly. What are you going to be working upon? Like one priority, one client, or one promise typically leads to nothing but your stronger pipeline where you need to have a consistent conversations with your right type of a prospect, which are your ideal client profile. And then you jump into delivery, which is nothing but your execution, so that you have a repeatable value without the founder heroics. Like every time the founder need not get into and close it. That's not the way. You have a faster burnout when you start doing that. Initial few days, 6 months, 1 year is fine, but after 1 year, you need to have people to start delegating work to. And then you deep dive into the rhythm part, which is the flow, which we expect you need to probably have a weekly commitments review done with your team, and the learning has to happen on a weekly basis. So I'm sure each one of you would agree with me out here. If you can go to the chat box, and if you can please put down which is the strongest one, and which one is actually slowing the flow. So if you can answer that, it really helps me to understand better